Hi, Wayne Mortensen here. I'm an attorney in Arizona, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about the Arizona Homestead exemption and the 1,215-day rule. So when you walk into a bankruptcy attorney's office, we're going to talk a lot, especially if you own a home, about the home equity. We're going to ask a lot of questions generally. And just as a side note, if you walk into an attorney's office and they're not asking you a lot of questions about your factual scenario and what's going on in your life with regard to assets and kind of what you've been doing, and they're not investigating, that's a little bit of a red flag, and you want to be real careful. So what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about the homestead exemption. Under Arizona law, starting in 2025, the homestead exemption is increasing to about $425,200. Okay, I think in 2024 it was about 414,000, somewhere like that. So the new amount goes into effect for Arizonans to 425. Now, in order to qualify for that 425, a couple of things have to happen. Number one, you have to have a home and you have to reside in it. Okay, you have to have lived here in Arizona for 2 years, especially, if you're going to file a bankruptcy, you have to have lived here for 2 years in order to take advantage of that exemption. However, if you do file a bankruptcy, there are some important restrictions on that 425 that you have to be aware of. Under 522P, let me just make sure. Yeah, it's 522P of the Bankruptcy Code. P, and that's 11 U.S. Code. 522P states that your exemption is limited to $189,000 if you have not lived in that home or owned that home for more than 1,215 days before you filed the bankruptcy. And so that's a really important aspect. Now, I'm going to tell you, a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, this was a non-issue in Arizona. We didn't even think about 522P because the Arizona exemption was only $150,000, so it never really even got to this issue. This issue never really came up. It never kind of reared its ugly head. Only when the Arizona exemption started to increase to $250,000 and then to $400,000 did we have this 522P issue really come into play and start being a factor in bankruptcies here in Arizona. So again, my name is Wayne Mortensen. I'm an attorney. It's really important when you walk into your attorney's office to talk to them about your home, talk to them about, how it's situated, when you bought it, how much equity you have in it. Try to be as thorough as possible and give them the information they need so they can give you the good advice that you need in order to make a reasonable decision about when and where to file your bankruptcy. If you have any questions, give my office a call. Look forward to talking to you. Thanks. Bye-bye.